What is going on, guys? Jack here and welcome to episode 10 of the Ultimate League series. And in this episode we are firstly going to be having a look at our youth squad. And we've currently got two players in there. We've got Sebastian Lund and we've also got Nabel Svensson, I think that's how you pronounce his name. Two really good potential players, but their overalls aren't that good. And with youth players I do like to have overall's good as well as potential, and it's the same with Thomas Uri here. I think that's how you say his name. His overall isn't that good, but his potential is pretty good. 67 to 91, that's probably some of the best potential you're going to see, apart from the 94 potential, such as Henrik Storr there, who I do actually sign, and I'm going to butcher the names. I do apologise, and I know someone did say in the last episode that they were frustrated with me and my bad pronunciations, and I do apologise, but what happened was I pre-recorded a shit ton of videos. Like, I pre-recorded so many videos, and at the time I didn't realise how to pronounce those names, and I may have repeatedly said that in different episodes, and I think it was Izet Hyrovic, I think it's how you say his name. If I have cracked that, thank God for that, because I'm sick and tired of just not pronouncing names properly. But anyway, we're going into this match against Schalke, probably one of the most underrated teams in this league, because they do have a pretty solid squad, but, you know, people aren't going to be judging them as a team that are going to be finishing top of the table, more of a mid-table team. They're currently sitting where we're sitting, kind of in the middle of the table, sort of 14th, 15th position, and of course, I don't mind losing anymore. I've just got to the point where if I lose, I don't care, because in this series, if I get sacked, I'll just take another job as a manager, and I'll probably bring some of the players from the Ajax squad to the new team if that does happen. But I'm hoping that that doesn't happen, because I know you guys probably want to see me at Ajax for more than one season, and I'm perfectly fine with that. But going into this game, Schalke were a real threat. Like, seriously, they were very dominant in this game, and that was a very good save early on from Silerson to make sure that Schalke didn't take the lead early on. And it was a game of few chances, but when the chances did come, they were very solid, and it was mostly Schalke in the first half with the chances. They have a very solid squad, and it was mostly Julian Draxler, their youngster, their left midfielder, doing most of the work down that left-hand side, creating all the passes and everything. But we did have a very good chance here. Hurston gets played through, has a shot, but unfortunately can't creep it into the back of the net. Great save from the keeper. The keeper was having an absolutely amazing game. Don't know who was in goal. I promise you in the next episode I will put on names above the players' heads so that you can see the opposition players and who are actually on the ball. And we do go into half time. Once again, not a game full of chances, and when the chances did come, they were very stale chances. Those are the best chances that I did show in the first half. You can see that overall I think all the teams had 5 shots on target, which wasn't the best really, to be honest. And I think I did show you the formation in the beginning of this video, so if you do want to go back and have a look at the formation I am running, it is a 4-2-4 formation. It's kind of a strange formation, but it's just the way that I've edited the custom formation. It's more like a 4-2-2 really, but it's because I've put wingers in instead of right attacking mids and left attacking mids, which means that it is a 4-2-4 according to FIFA. But anyway, you might have just seen that, but the Peruvian winger Jefferson Farfan tried to chip Silerson. That is a ridiculous angle to try and chip from, but going on into late on into the second half, and they started to create a lot more chances, and that is a really good header there from Gerher. I think that's how you pronounce his name. It's got the kind of the accent on the O, the German accent, so I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Gerher. And I think that's one of Schalke's youth players. They have a lot of youth in their squad. Of course, they have Julian Draxler, one of the best young talents in the world at the moment, and that was the assister actually. A really nice weighted through ball, I guess you could say, through my defence, just split it wide open, and that's something I do need to invest in January. Some new defenders, because Kurt Zuma and Neutink just aren't doing the job for me, and of course I have moved Moisander to CDM because I needed a central defensive midfielder, and Moisander just isn't a centre-back for me. He's just not a centre-back. With that high and medium work rate, it just doesn't work for me, and I get caught on the counter quite a lot because I do like to play slow football, and of course those centre-backs do creep up the pitch quite a bit. meaning that I am susceptible when the CPU does go on the counter charge. But look at that cross there. That is a fantastic cross. That's what I want to be seeing from Hyrovic. I think that's how you say his name. Once again, I do apologise if I've said it wrong, but I'm pretty sure it is Hyrovic because that is what the commentator does say. And it's a great cross. Look at the curve on that. Into the head of Memphis Depay, and a great header there off the crossbar and in to get his debut goal for Ajax after he's arrived from PSV. And I tell you what, that is more than deserved, that goal, because we were still in this game and Howardez couldn't quite get up to that header, and Depay beat him at the far post to get his first goal in the BPL. And the commentator was just mentioning what a talent this guy is, and to be honest, Holland have a lot of talent, a lot of young talent, and props to them. If you are like a Dutch football fan, you have a lot of young talent. Just any club, Feyenoord, you know, any club that you look at, AZ, all of those kind of Dutch clubs, all the big ones anyway, they just have such good young talent. It's unbelievable. I'm pretty sure AZ don't have Adam Meyer, I think his name is, anymore. I think he's gone to PSV, but still, PSV in general and Ajax, they have such good young talents, especially Ajax, but that's only me being a little bit biased there because I am playing as their team and I have kind of got a bit of a soft spot for them now. I do really have a soft spot for every career mode team that I do take on career mode. But anyway, this game ends as a draw, and more than deserved, to be honest. I mean, we had 8 shots and 3 on target. Abysmal shot accuracy, but we do manage to come away with a point, and that is what we want. We want to come away with a point and make sure that we can just sneak away with a point wherever we can, because we can't afford to drop points, you know. Getting 1 point may be crucial come the end of the season, and that is what I need to kind of stress, really, because being a relegation side, any point matters, really, and dropping points, losing games just isn't an option. Getting draws and possibly sneaking away with wins is an option, and that is something that I do want to reiterate going on in this series if we do end up in the relegation zone. But currently we're not in the relegation zone. But anyway, we're going into our squad report here. You can see quite a lot of players have grown, and Colben, I do have to say, he has ended the speculation. I didn't show you the player conversation, but he has decided to stay at the club, which is in a way good, but in a way not so good. Now, let me just explain. In a way, it's good because he's a prolific striker and he has got a few goals this season. But in a way, it really isn't that good, because if I were to have sold him, I would have sold him for a lot more than he would have ever been worth. And then come the time that I'd have to replace him, I would have got a much better replacement, to be honest. And you can see there, Victor Fischer, he's an exciting prospect. Look at that, he's in excellent form and 76 overall. And of course, we've got all of our youth players in here. There is no player that is above 30, and that is something I want to reiterate in this squad. And that was from the beginning. I haven't changed that much at all. I brought in a few players on loan, such as Nathan Ake, and I've also brought in Thom Hay, I think it is, from AZ. And he's a great young talent. And Stefano Denswil, I'm not really using him that much, although he's got a lot of potential in him, and that is because of his high medium work rates. Once again, another Ajax defender that has poor work rates. It's very, very annoying and very frustrating because I can't actually change them in the custom formation. It's a little glitch that EA have in the game, which means that when I do try and change it, it just reverts back straight away, which is very annoying. And I didn't realise, but we have quite a young left back there, and that is Nikolai Bolason. And maybe I'll have to play him a little bit more because he looks like a quality player. I mean, he's only 19 and he's 71 overall. That's pretty decent if you ask me. Vernon Anita hasn't improved at all, and it's the same with Lasse Schöne, which is a little bit disappointing. I thought they would have been able to improve a little bit, considering I've been playing both of them on a consistent basis. But I guess you can't grow every player in career mode, and we've seen that with the Bristol Rovers career mode series, with Ryan Gould just refusing to grow in overalls whatsoever, which is very frustrating to see. Despite the fact that he's 27, he's still got a bit of growth in him, but he's just not growing, and it's the same with Siem de Jong as well. He's the disappointment of this series. He's just going to spend the rest of the season on this bench because he's just not played well whatsoever. I've had 73, 74 rated players that have played better than him. He's the highest rated player in the squad. He really should be playing at well, he should be living up to his hype, really, because being the highest rated player in the squad, you expect him to perform, but of course, he's not going to perform. That's just my luck, isn't it? But anyway, we're going into the Capital One Cup, and it is the quarterfinals at the Parc des Princes against PSG. It's going to be very, very difficult for us. You can see all of the teams there, and the main one I just wanted to point out quickly is Fulham beating Man United in the round of 16. That's a very interesting win for Fulham, and it wasn't going to get any easy for us, because if you look at the draw, even if we did win this game, we were going to have a tough time in the Capital One Cup for sure, and PSG are not a side I can just say that it's just going to be very easy for me, and that could have been a penalty there, but luckily it wasn't. But they were just all over me. I couldn't do anything to get the ball. I probably had about 38% possession by that point. That shot had hit the woodwork. Very unlucky from Ibrahimovic there. Probably could have made it 1-0 there, and that would have been a ridiculous own goal. I tried to cross it in, and then I think Matuidi blocked it off, and it almost was an own goal there. That would have been a very undeserved own goal to get for our team, but that could have gone into the back of the net. You can see another replay there of Ibrahimovic's attempt on goal, but Vermeer had it covered, I think, and from the corner we don't get anything from it. To be honest, despite the fact that they didn't have Thiago Silva anymore and they have Mascherano at centre-back, PSG was still very solid defensively, and that was very annoying because it meant breaking them down was very, very hard, and into the 32nd minute they play a dirty tramp pass, and it's none other than the Vetsi that's passing it across goal to Ibrahimovic to slot into the back of the net. They're a better team than that now. Come on, they don't need to play sweaty against Ajax. I mean, Ajax, this defence is just horrible to play with. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the formation. Kurt Zuma's alright, Neutink is alright, but apart from that, my other defenders are just horrible. I mean, I think it's Mike van der Horn, I think his name is. It's something like that, and he's a horrible defender, and this shouldn't be happening. Lucas is a very agile player, but he shouldn't be allowed to do that. He's just been given too much space, and maybe it's my fault for just backing off, but the defender should have gone and intercepted the ball off of Lucas, but unfortunately the young Brazilian manages to tuck it away to make it 2-0, and really put the nail in the coffin for me. No hope of getting back now, and we do go out of the Capital One Cup in the quarterfinal. But guys, thank you for the support on the last episode. It hit 40 likes. If we can do the same with this episode, 30 plus likes for another episode of Career Mode tomorrow. That would be very much appreciated, and we do lose this game 2-0. Very disappointing to end the episode off, but hopefully you have enjoyed this episode of Career Mode. And if you do want more Career Mode from me, please be sure to like and subscribe. It's much appreciated. I'm going to have to leave it there, and I'll see you next time for another episode. Thanks for watching.